Crypto markets, and especially XRP, are starting September on shaky ground. And to be honest, things might get a little messier before they get better. We're talking uncertainty, volatility, and the possibility of fresh lows. But for those who've been sitting on the sidelines, or looking to add to their stacks, that could actually spell opportunity before we gear up for what might be a much stronger close to the year. A lot of this turbulence is tied to several key events. First, Trump faces hard September deadlines to keep the government funded and avoid a shutdown. On top of that, Russia-Ukraine peace talks are hanging in the balance if they collapse. Markets could feel the pain. And then there's France, one of the world's largest economies at over 3 trillion GDP, teetering on instability that could send ripple effects across global markets. Meanwhile, September 5th brings an important unemployment report. If joblessness ticks above 4.3%, that's a bearish signal and could confirm we've topped out in the broader markets. And of course, September has a long track record of being one of the roughest months for both stocks and crypto. Put all that together, and you've got the recipe for short-term challenges, but also potential setups for those watching carefully. As the saying goes, smooth waters never made skilled sailors. How you navigate this month could define where your portfolio stands by year's end. Now, before we dive into the charts and news, let me give a quick heads up. If you've built a crypto portfolio worth $1 million or more, you don't have to sell your coins to access that wealth. Instead, you can unlock up to 85% of your holdings through collateralized loans, the exact same strategy used by institutions and high-net-worth investors. That way, you can invest in real estate, fund new ventures, or diversify into other crypto opportunities while still holding your core assets. If this is something you're interested in, shoot us an email at teambullrunners.com. You'll find the contact link in the description below. Remember, billionaires don't sell their crypto. They borrow against it. And as always, if you're bullish and blessed, drop a 777 in the comments. And if you know you'll be the wealthiest in your family tree, smash that subscribe button right now. Now, let's get into some brighter news. Ripple just announced a new partnership with Thunes to expand cross-border payments. They'll be integrating Ripple's blockchain solutions to let enterprise clients withdraw funds in new currencies and regions with more efficiency. Considering Thunes already powers payments in 130 countries with over 80 currencies and 320 yuan payment methods, this is a big step toward improving speed, compliance, and accessibility globally. Why does this matter? Because today's cross-border payments are riddled with problems. More than 70% of merchants experience higher failure rates with international transactions. Over half of customers give up entirely if their payments fail multiple times. Ripple's infrastructure could eliminate much of that friction. But despite these positive developments, XRP's price hasn't been responding. It's down over 22% in just the past month, currently trading at around 2.84. At this stage, the only news that might spark a meaningful rally could be a spot ETF approval, which would open the doors for major institutional flows into XRP. The reality is, XRP's price often moves in lockstep with Bitcoin and broader market sentiment. And with Bitcoin still retracing from its highs, September's seasonality working against us, and liquidity thinning, XRP will probably face headwinds this month. Historically, Bitcoin has averaged negative 5% in September, with 7 out of the last 10 years closing red. When Bitcoin struggles, XRP tends to follow. That being said, history doesn't guarantee the future. 2025 has already proven that. Kone was bearish when it was expected to be strong. Q2 ended up far more bullish than anticipated. Summer, which usually brings slow chop, turned into a rally. So, while the odds suggest weakness, it's still possible we surprise to the upside later in the year, especially in October and November. For now, though, let's stay grounded in the present. Trump is facing a ticking clock to negotiate a budget deal with Congress. Even if shutdowns are temporary, markets hate the uncertainty. On top of that, Trump set an early September deadline for Russia and Ukraine to make progress toward peace or face possible U.S. retaliation. If that happens, expect volatility. Add in legal challenges over tariffs, a cornerstone of Trump's economic platform, and it's clear why investors may be more cautious this month. Many will likely take profits from the summer rally, sit on cash, and let the U.S. dollar strengthen while risk assets pull back. Globally, France's financial situation adds another layer of concern. Their bond yields are rising above Greece's, a shocking development considering France is the world's seventh largest economy. Political gridlock, heavy debt loads, and rising borrowing costs are creating serious challenges that could ripple through Europe and beyond. All of this makes September a tricky month for risk assets like crypto. So what do the charts say? Bitcoin recently fell from its 124th peak to a low of around 107p before rebounding slightly to 111. While that might be the local low, resistance remains heavy around 112, 113. If Bitcoin struggles there, XRP will likely feel the weight too. XRP has been trading in a tighter range. It briefly dipped below 2.69 before bouncing back to 2.84. On lower time frames, it looks like a potential bear trap, a move designed to shake out traders before reversing higher. But volume has been declining since XRP's all-time high, which doesn't inspire confidence. We might see a move up toward 2.95 or even 3, but that 3 level comes with heavy resistance. Combine that with a broader downtrend since late July, and it's tough to be overly bullish right now. The key levels to watch? 2.6 and 2.45. If XRP dips into that range, it could present an excellent buying opportunity. That would be about a 16% drop from current prices, painful in the short term, but potentially rewarding for those looking to accumulate. The only way I'd consider flipping long-term bullish sooner is if XRP breaks above 3, holds that range, and shows strength. Otherwise, the trend remains down for now, and I'd rather align with the trend than fight it. So, prepare for potential turbulence, watch those support levels, and stay ready for dip buying opportunities, because once this storm clears, the next leg higher could come fast. That's it for today's update. Don't forget to check out the links in the description for Altcoin Pro University, our Telegram bot, and more. Thanks for watching, stay sharp this September, and I'll catch you in the next video.